supported. Learners are supported to explore ideas, construct meaning, and solve problems independently. Right. Do you have any question? Okay, thank you. So learners are what? Supported, because you as a teacher, you are there to what? Support. That's why we said earlier on that the teachers say act as a guide and a support. So learners are support. You support your learners to explore more ideas, to construct meaning, because sometimes what they come out with are just at the raw state. So you will refine them, you refine it for them, you will construct a meaning out of what they've learned for them to get a better understanding. And then you help them to solve problems, societal problems, national problems, worldwide problems, household problems. All these things will take place if you as a teacher and as a teacher y- uh, if you as a teacher guide and support your learners in their learning process, and then it will help them to solve problems independently. As far as we are talking about collaboration and other things, we are also emphasizing on independency. That is, we depend on each other, but we also stand each at each. We depend on each other, but we are also one at a specific spot. So even if you teach them something in a group or in a discussion, as in the whole class discussion, now individually you can tell them what they can use those solutions to solve the problems in their household. If you did a group discussion discussing about demand, how prices affect the factors that affect demand, or even taxation, now you can let them know that individually in their household, if they pay taxes, this and this is what the government is going to use it for. So we also emphasize on them solving problems what independently what as well. The last thing is that this role aligns with the standard-based curriculum, emphasis on learner-centered and then active learning. And I think I have already talked about the standard-based curriculum. They are focused on the learner-centered. And if you can see from what I said earlier on, it is very true, because most of the things that they talked about, most of their a teacher as a facilitator shows that learner it is more of learner centered and active participation what in the classroom as well. Now we are going to learn a teacher as a learning designer. So the teacher designs how experiences the okay. Lawrence, you are here. Okay. I was looking for you.
Yes, I was looking for you too.
Really? Why? Today you got lost.
So many links on the platform.
Sorry. Sorry. So the teacher designs, we are saying that if a teacher as a learning designer, you a teacher, most of us are teachers here, and we know that for us to come out with experience, for us to come out with activities that you want our learners to participate in the class, we have to tend to become a designer, which is how do I go about it? What are the resources I have to add? Does it relate with life? Is it relevant to their context? How can they relate to these activities? So you as a teacher, you are now a designer, not as in a professional designer, as in a professional, but you are a designer. You are learning what designer, because you design activities for learners to what to participate in. So it says that the teacher designs meaningful experiences aligned with learning outcome and competencies. So in the class, if you want your learners to gain problem solving skills, what are the activities that will help for the learners to experience this? So in the class, you can choose to use questions in the class. As they are solving the case study, they are enhancing their what? Their competencies, which is their problem solving skills. And then them to apply that in their daily life. It means you are achieving your John.
The line was breaking. From the case study, we were not hearing anything.
John, please, can you all hear me?
Yes,
Well,
madam, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, Clara, you are here. Okay. I'll be calling you soon to answer some questions for me. So you'll be thinking, okay, in the group discussion, if you listen to what I'm saying, one, there's a competency that then for them to get a competency, which is a problem solving skills. And then the second one is that you want them to get the meaning of taxation and how taxes can be used to solve societal problem, which is relevant to them. So now you are using the activity, which is the case study or the group's discussion, to get two things at the same time. You are helping them to get their competency, and you're also achieving your learning outcome. In addition to it, it only takes a teacher as a learning designer that can achieve what this. So we urge that even as we're using the standard-based curriculum, we want since in the standard-based curriculum, most of the activities are already designed in. But you as a teacher in your class, you know how your learners are. So you can include activities that can also problem relevant to learners. And I think I have already even touched on that when I was explaining that you must plan your learners relevant to what real life context, not things that are imaginable. We want things that they can relate to. We want things that they have experienced it. We want things that they have at least read about. At least they have it's relates to them, not abstract that they cannot even get meaning out of them. And then learners. Then raise
Madam, your line is, it has break.
okay, so I'm saying that if you are it's not like if you are a teacher and you should be a learning designer. You are going to be either you are a teacher or you are going to be a teacher. You should be a learning designer, which is now whatever way that you carry problem solving, like questioning, all these things, all these methods are learner-centered methods, like group discussion, a lot of them you can think of. It should be in that manner. The resources and activities should be carefully selected. You should not go to a class where you don't have electricity and go and say that I want to use video too. How can that activity be achieved? It can't, because you don't have electricity, but you have a way of showcasing that to your learners. That's when you become a designer, which is showcasing pictures and then all giving them audios and all these things will also help achieve whatever that you want them to get. Now, learning experiences are structured to promote critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and problems. So please take note of this. If you are writing a note, please take note of this. The so to promote critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and problem solving. And these are the things that we want them to get at the end of the lesson, even as you are using problem solving skills. They should be creative. There should be more of collaboration, and there should be more of what problems. There should be problem solving. What citizens? We are not creating people just to work. We are creating people to solve problems. There should be more of collaboration among them. There should be more of what creativity, and then critical thinkers in your class. So please take note of these 4 competencies. Take note. Okay. The role ensures teaching is intentional, inclusive, and competency driven under the standard-based curriculum. The teacher as a learning designer, this role helps you to be more intentional. So if you are planning lessons, you don't just turn up to plan lessons. You plan lessons according to how it should be done. So it makes you intentional about every activity to even take in a class. And 2, it helps you for you to include learners in your classroom, to include everybody in your classroom, and then it helps you so that you develop the competencies that we want you to have in the classroom, which is under the standard-based curriculum. Any questions so far? It's an okay, John.
Yeah, madam, I wanted to ask a question, but
Okay.
what you just said, I didn't hear it well.
Which I said a teacher as an assessor of learning. What do you understand by it?
Assessor, that's assessment, Abby.
Yes.
If I can hear you right, when you were explaining assessment, you were saying that if a teacher is given an assessment, it gives back the teacher a feedback for him to also even look at the strategy in which he or she uses to teach, whether they are in line with what the children is providing to him. So if, like, the children are not performing well, he himself have to check his method of teaching, maybe the activities that he used to teach that topic, so that it will bring a feedback to him to understand maybe if there's a need for him to change his style, his way of teaching, so that the student will be able to achieve whatever that he wants. He can only get these things through the assessment.
Okay, thank you so much, John. Any other? Alfred?
Yeah, madam, please. Teacher as an assessor of learning means that after teaching, the teacher should be the one to assess the students on what they have learned. So, for instance, the assessment can be in the form of oral questioning or through practical lesson assessments. That's when they go to the lab to do lab tests, or it can be in the form of questions, that is written questions. So the teacher as an assessor of learning means that the teacher should be able to assess what he or she has taught, to make sure that the learners' competencies are being achieved. So thank you, madam.
Thank you to Alfred. You've done so well. Did anybody raise his or her hand? Okay, so it's very true. Whatever does, John, you want to ask a question? John, unmute yourself.
Yes, madam. I wanted to ask a question.
Okay, please.
You were saying that as teachers, our teachings will focus on critical thinking, collaboration, problem solving, and then innovative or creativity. So I now want to ask a question. There are some subjects that we do, but in real life situation, you look at them and you see that they don't help us to solve problems, or they are not even within our zone of our zone. Like let's say we're in Ghana here, and we are going far away to Morocco or Egypt to learn their history. How does it help we as Ghanaians? That's my question.
To learn which people history?
Let's say Togolese, Israel, and co.
Do we have a topic like that to learn their history?
That's what I said, not in economics, but in other subjects.
So this question is outside economics.
But because we're saying the standard-based curriculum is emphasizing on us to solve problems within ourselves, that's why I'm just bringing this question out.
You are chipping in with this question. Anybody to help us? Alfred, you want to help?
Yes, madam. So with the teacher, teacher as a learning designer, please, madam, I think we are on assessment, teacher as an assessor, or
yes, please.
Okay.
We are.
So with the teacher as an assessor, the teacher should be the one. So for instance, if you are teaching us, you should be the one to assess our performance. So you cannot teach us and someone else will come and assess, because you know our level of ability, you know the environment that you are teaching in and other stuff. Please, madam, I'm done.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, madam.
Yes, please. He was just asking about the teacher as a designer.
Teacher.
So he was asking, why do you want to answer now?
Please, madam, I didn't get what you were saying. The teacher as a designer.
Yes, he was asking the question under that, not as an assessor.
Okay, I didn't get the question. So the
okay,
next
but
way.
Thank you anyway. You've explained the teacher as an assessor. Thank you. Okay, so but our foundations. So even if they are learning something about, let's say, Nigeria, it has a link to Ghana. Maybe from an event in Nigeria led to an event in Ghana. So most of these things are even way they all link back to what our root, which is Ghana. I don't know much about history, so I can't say much. When it comes to economics, that one I can say much about it. But when you track it very well, try. So I think most of us have already talked about it. Somebody used my explanation, which is very key. It means he has been listening since. So the teacher uses assessment to support and improve learning, not merely to grade what learners. So as I said, one of your friends said that the assessment serves as a feedback. So that's what the first point is saying, as a feedback to the teacher. So the teacher uses assessment to support and improve learning, not merely to grade what learners. But most of our people now, most of them make assessment look like that is the be with curriculum. The assessment should support should support and improve the learning which goes on in the classroom, not merely to grade what learners. It doesn't mean that we will not grade them. It's also there, but our focus is not to grade them. Our focus was to support and improve what learning. Those that have sent message, I'll read them soon. Okay. And then assessments include assessment for learning, assessment as learning, and assessment of what learning. So I talked about summative and then formative. With what we have here, assessment for learning, assessment as learning, and assessment of learning. Which one is the formative? Which one is the summative? Yes, if you get it, I have a gift for you. Okay, John.
You said you have a gift for it.
I have a gift
All
for
right.
you.
When we talk of assessment of learning,
Mhm.
why am I saying formative? It is done during instructional hours. While the teacher is teaching, he pauses to give questions to bring children's mind back to the classroom. That is the formative. That's assessment of learning. Should I
Okay.
continue?
Yes, continue.
Or I should stop someone to continue?
John, you can continue.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
All right. So that is the assessment of learning, and that is summative, a formative rather, sorry. Then when we talk of assessment as learning, that one too is a form of, is summative in a way, because anytime we teach, finish, we give assessment or give class exercise. Through this class exercise, that we get to know whether all what we taught in the classroom, the children understand it or not. And if there is the need for us to do corrections for them, we do so. So that is also in a form of formative. But when we talk of assessment of learning, that one always comes at the end of the term. And that is why we say that one is summative, something that you do at the end of the program. So that is summative way of assessment. That is what I know about them. Thank you.
John, can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
So the last one is what, summative?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
My
After
gift.
after the class, I will tell you who is going for my gifts. Don't worry. It can be 2 days.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll say Solomon. Yes, I'll take a registration number, so don't worry. Those that don't talk in class. I'll say Solomon.
Okay, madam, thank you. What I
Mhm.
have to say is what those let me say what my learner colleagues are saying, they are true. But to me, I won't base on their definitions. All the definitions are good, but I will just say formative assessment. It consists of both assessment for and assessment as learning. So formative is assessment for and assessment as learning. And when it's come to the summative, it's only assessment of learning. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, so I have like 2 people now. Okay. Let's go on. I think what John said is the same as he said, but Mabel. Mabel. She left.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
madam.
You can speak.
Yes, what my colleague said right now is the same thing I wanted to say. I wanted to say assessment of learning is summative, while assessment has learning and assessment for learning is formative.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. There was one last person that the hand was up, but I don't know. Okay, it's very true. You've all gotten it. So those people, all those people that spoke, you give your details to Lawrence so that he gives it to me. Yes. I've seen that there are some people who are very active in the class, and all the participation is also part of the assessment. So now formative assessment is the same as assessment for learning, as your colleague said. So it is used during learning process to guide instruction and improve students' performance. So as they said, you can pause and ask them questions to know that whatever that you've taught them, they've understood or not. Now you go to submit assessment as learning, which is also considered as a formative approach. Yeah, it involves students reflecting on and monitoring their own what's learning. It's the same thing. So if you pause and then you ask them to reflect on the concept you've taught them in class, it's the same as this assessment of assessment as what's learning. Now, for the assessment of learning is the summative one. So in an exam or in a quiz or in anything that they ask you, what's the meaning of assessment of learning, is the summative. That is when you evaluate the learning experiences at the end of the period to measure their achievements. To measure their achievements. Okay. Now, learners' progress is monitored through what observation, questioning, tasks, projects, and what text. So these are the ways that you can monitor learners' progress. Feedback is provided to help learners reflect and improve what their performance, which I have already talked about. That feedback help you, the teacher, to also what change your teaching method. It also help learners to reflect and improve what their performance as well. Under the standard-based curriculum, assessment provide evidence of competency development and learning outcome. So under the standard-based curriculum, assessment provides evidence of what competency-based outcome, competency-based, and then learning outcome. So after the lesson, you've taught, you've done everything, your assessment to show that, oh, truly they've gotten the competencies that you want them to get, and truly which these 3 things were, these 4 things were there. Please take notes. So teaching under the standard-based curriculum focuses on developing 21st century skills rather than what rote memorization. Now, critical thinking is promoted by encouraging learners to analyze information, ask questions, and evaluate evidence and justify what decisions. Creativity is developed when learners are allowed to generate ideas, explore alternatives, and apply knowledge in a new and meaningful ways. So when you develop you help learners generate their ideas and explore other alternatives and apply knowledge in new and meaningful ways, you are using the 21st century skills, which is what problems Now, collaboration is enhanced through group work, cooperative learners, discussion, cooperative learning, sorry, discussion. Is it breaking? Letitia,
Yes, please.
is it breaking?
No, madam.
Letitia, is it breaking for you? Please mute yourself for me, okay?
Hello.
Madam,
Please,
yes, please.
it's
I
Madam
wasn't
A.
hearing you well. Okay, madam.
Hello.
Uh,
Hello.
Creativity,
Please,
other than
it's Madam.
collaboration. Letitia,
Yes, madam is in. Madam is
can
in.
you mute yourself?
She's
Yes, please, I'm here.
Hello.
Okay.
How can Madam can you next week?
So collaboration is enhanced through group work, cooperative what learning, discussion, and a shared problem what tasks. As a teacher, if you want to promote collaboration, which we emphasize in the standard-based curriculum, you should do that through what group work, cooperative learning, discussion, and a shared problem task. There are other methods that you can use that you can still have collaboration in your class as well. Problem solving skills are strengthened by engaging learners in real life what situations, case studies, projects, and inquiry based activities. I have already explained this earlier on. Now, the teacher facilitates these skills by creating interactive, learner-centered, and inclusive environment which aligns with the standard-based curriculum. Now, you can do this. Whenever you do this, it will make the class to be more interactive. It will make the class to be more learner-centered and what inclusive learning. You have inclusive learning what environment. So please take note of these 4 competencies and skills: critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, problem solving. Okay. Now we are going to look at the overview of the gender equality and social inclusion. We are going to look at the overview of the gender equality and social inclusion in what? Teaching. Now, gender equality and social inclusion ensure that all learners have equal access to learning opportunities. Whenever you hear gender equality, we are saying that everybody should access education. At the same time, nobody is left out. Nobody is privileged than the other. And then when you hear social inclusion, it means that we want each and everybody to be what? Included in whatever that we want to do. So we said that gender equality and social inclusion, which the GESI, ensure that all learners have equal access to learning opportunities. Now, social and emotional learning focuses on developing self-awareness, self-management, social skills, and responsible decision making. So social and emotional learning focuses on, when you hear emotional, most of the times it talks about self. So you see, it first tackled on, yes, Alfred.
Please, I want to ask a question based on the gender equality and social inclusion.
Okay,
Like, for instance, the social inclusion, are you talking about special children mixed with the normal children in class?
I'm talking about everybody. Yes, please.
So, madam, how can maybe a special child mixed with the normal child, how can that child collaborate with the normal kids in the class?
Okay, that's a very good question. Anybody to help? Anyone here to help? Okay, so you know that we have, okay, Ernest, unmute yourself. After that, I'll come to Francis. Okay, Francis, unmute yourself.
Okay, madam, I think the teacher the teacher giving equal attention, because I was in a class with the visually impaired students, and they were really involved in the teaching and learning process. They were mixed with us, so meaning the teacher gave them maximum attention. So this one is based on the teacher giving them attention. So it is possible for special child to be mixed with those that they are not special children. So it is possible. So the teacher will give them maximum attention, and when that happens now, they can also collaborate in the teaching and learning process.
Wow, thank you, Francis. Okay, John.
I just want to add to what Francis said.
Okay.
In a situation where you find such a child in your classroom, you have to give him maximum attention, and you can also be a help to now make the referral. So in case the that special this thing is severe, that is why we have special needs education person in the GES office. So through that, you can now even make referrals. Other than that, how will they be in the house and still make referral unless they are part of the normal class that the teacher will detect certain things? And if their case is severe, then they will be referred to the special schools.
Wow, that's amazing. John and Francis, you've done really well. Yeah, Hamida.
There are some things that are together are not inclusive. The others, when you include them or mingle them with the normal people, it really helps them to come out with their disability.
Yes, please, Hamida, are you done?
I'm saying for them, you cannot join them, you cannot include them. But others, when you include them, you help them, it even solve their problems. But those are have severe problems, they have their special food.
Okay. Would you love to add something else? You've done really well, Hamida.
Yeah, somebody was asking how can we add them? That's why I'm saying there are some cases that you can add that even help those people to come out with the disability. But others, you can't join them. Like those that have severe cases, you can't include them in the district education.
Okay. That's very true. That's very true. Okay. Yeah, Hamida, thank you. Okay, Lawrence.
Madam,
Yes.
see, just as Mr. Ajiman said, it is possible for you to have special learners mixed with other learners in the classroom. Because as we've been saying as a teacher, you have your instructional methods to suit everybody in the classroom. But for me, I'm mixing these students with other students.
Exactly. You shouldn't mix them.
I think we should call it spirit. But I have these children I have about 3 in my classroom. After teaching and let's say after facilitating, I will be exhausted. And gather these children and provide more instructional method or give them more attention. time given to us by GES that you have to teach, you have to facilitate, you have to assess, you have to evaluate. Madam, it's not helpful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's your experience. Yeah, I'll say
So,
Solomon.
okay, madam, thank you. What Mr. Bua and my colleagues are saying, it is a must. We should mix them when it comes to gender equality and social inclusive. We should mix them. But here we are going to give them different activity. Thank you.
Hey, Solomon, that's all. Give us at least some small example in addition. Okay, Alfred, you wanted to say something, right?
Yes, madam. So
Uh,
please, madam, I think with the collaboration, the as a competency cannot be achieved when special kits are mixed with the normal kits. Because, for instance, a deaf and dumb child, how can that person collaborate with a normal hearing person in a group discussion? No, I don't think it will be possible. But with other competencies like the critical thinking, the problem solving, with that one, I think it can be achieved. Because since maybe the person is dumb, he can see. So he can do something to solve a problem. But for a deaf and dumb person to collaborate with a normal hearing person in class, I don't think it can be achieved.
okay, that's your idea. Yeah, Yvonne,
Yes, madam.
how are you?
By God's grace and you,
I'm also fine.
thank God. I would like to say something about what we are discussing.
Okay,
It can be possible depending on the child's condition. If
thank
let's
you.
say yes, so some of them too, if we are able to mix them, it depends on the teacher. We have said that the teacher should give the child a maximum attention. That's one. And another two is you making the other learners accept that child so that it will not be him or her alone. And some
Mm,
of them too, they are very intelligent. If they are able to collaborate with the other learners, or they all come together in the same class to learn, you also see improvement in the child's let's say behavior, how he or she behaves. You can see some positive changes in the child's life. That's what I can say about it.
okay, that's amazing. So, Alfred, I can see your concern. It's a very genuine concern that some of them, but if you can see, there are some kids that are not allowed to join the normal school system. We are saying collaboration, we are saying inclusion, but there are some kids that they don't allow them to join the school system. They are supposed to go to a special school, and there are others that the education system believes that if they are joined to the normal school, they will be able to pick up. To get this, I'm not saying that they are going to pick up all the activities in the class just as the supposed normal people are going to get in the class. No. Sometimes you are asking them to write number 1 to 10. At least the special needs child can write number 1 to 2 or 3. And that's okay. You've given the person much attention to do that. We are not saying because we have a special need to, the supposed normal tool should be left behind. No. But at least as a teacher, if you know you have a special learner in your class, you give them a little more attention in the class as well. As they are writing, you help them. You even let their colleagues help them. And that is still collaboration. It doesn't have to be bringing ideas. For them. For me, for the ones I've seen are people that cannot hear. For the ones I have seen are people that cannot hear, and then or people that cannot see. That one I have seen students like that. They have sat in my class before. But when it comes to deaf and dumb, I think they have GES have a special school for them to go to. And those schools too, there are also teachers over there. And there is still collaboration even in that class. I tell you, you go to a special school and then you see that the learners there talk to themselves. So this what we are teaching here, it is not specifically for the supposed normal students in the classroom. Some of us will find ourselves in a special schools. So please, let's take into consideration of what we are doing. It is not only for the supposed normal. Teaching is for all, not for those who are okay. Even if you have people who are have special needs, you have a way of caring them. They might not get all the concepts in the class at once. For the ones they can accommodate and do, you leave them for them to do it. And then you continue. Okay, John.
Yeah, I just want to add something to what you are saying.
Okay.
Even as we are teachers, even we have special adults within us. Why am I saying this? It happened that I went to Ikropong College, and what I saw there, it was amazing. The first time we enter class with special, let me put it that way, special needs teachers, because we're having the deaf and dumb, we're having the blind. Our class, it was the blind that were in our class. But it was so amazing that when we write, they were the very people that were even performing. And when they get up to ask to answer questions, it was so amazing. The first time we couldn't get it easy in class because what they used to write, the braille, it was making noise to some of us. While the teacher is teaching, he want to also type something for his own learning. Then it will be making noise, but we adapted to it just because the teacher pay attention to them and try to tell us that they are just like us. And through that, we're able to cooperate with them. And those people also teach in the normal classroom. They don't teach the blind. They also teach the same children as we are teaching. So I would say that the first thing is the one Madam said, accepting them and cooperate with them. You see a lot of changes in them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. John, please give your details to Lawrence. Those who have spoken today, please add your name and then write their names and ask for their registration numbers as well. So we will go to the third point. It said integrating the GESI and then SEL, which is already there. That's why I'm not trying to say the whole thing. Integrating gender equality and social inclusion, promote fairness, participation, and emotional well-being in their class. And this is self-explanatory because if you include everybody in the class, you show care for everyone. It promotes fairness. We are all humans. It promotes fairness, and then it promotes what participation and then emotional well-being. Imagine you are in a class and then you've never been called before. The teacher gets to you and then always bypass you. You feel like, why? That the teacher feels that I'm damp or something. No. So if everybody is included in the classroom, it will bring fairness, participation, and emotional well-being. Under the standard-based curriculum, teaching must address both academic learning and holistic learner development. Now we are going to look at integrating the gender equality and social inclusion in the classroom learning process. So teaching should promote equal participation of all learners, regardless of their gender, their ability, their background, or socioeconomic status. Instructional strategies should be inclusive and learner-centered, allowing every learner to contribute meaningfully. Teaching materials and examples should reflect diverse background and experiences. I'll touch on this. The teaching materials and examples, especially if you're in a class, your examples every day, because you are an EVE, if you're a teacher, maybe because you're an EVE, all your examples are related to the voter region, or let's say Evers. No, you should include other background like the Fantis, like the Ashantis, like the bonus. All these things should be added so that to make your learning experiences rich and diverse. It shouldn't be a one-way thing. If you are teaching in the central region, it doesn't mean that all your examples should come from the central region. There are other students that come from eastern region. There are other students that come from other regions. So you should include their background. You should include diverse backgrounds. Like some of the students, they live in a low income home. Some of them live in a high income home. A lot of things that you can make the learning experiences what rich. Teachers should remove barriers, bias, discrimination, or stereotyping. Teachers in some sort of teachers in class have preference in class, which is very bad. If you're a teacher and you are in a class, you shouldn't have preference. You should let everybody feel they are the same. You shouldn't make it look like you like this person over this another person. No, you should make everybody feel they are the same. So you should move biases, you should move discrimination and then stereotyping. Now the gender equality and social inclusion promotes equality, fairness, and social justice in education, which is very key. So pay attention to these three things: equality, fairness, and what social what justice in education.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Madam In.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, I can hear you now. Sorry. My network. Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Madam.
Yeah, we can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Okay, let's go on. Now we are going to integrating the social inclusion and gender equality in the teaching and learning process. Now, the social, I'm not going to mention this, I'm going to mention it SEL instead of the full. So it's SEL help learners to develop self-awareness, self-control, empathy, and positive relationship. Social inclusion help you as an individual, and emotional awareness help you as an individual to have self-awareness. Everywhere you go, you are aware of yourself. You don't overdo things. You don't I don't know, overprove yourself in the things that you do. You have self-control. These are the things the learners develop from the class. If you have a learner in your class, let's say you are in class right now, and you have somebody that is hyperactive, making noise, very asking questions, lots of questions, and the person, you as an individual, it might irritate you at some point, but as you are in the class, you must accommodate the person, which is you are having a self-control about a lot of things. Now you tend to understand. Linda, Linda. Now you tend to what control yourself in the things that you do. Now you gain what empathy. Empathy is feeling what the other person is going through. So now, if another person in the class is saying the person does not understand, the person, some students, they have the special needs students. Some of them, if they don't even understand the concept, they'll be crying. Not because I don't know, but not because you are leaving them behind you, just because they are not getting it, they are crying. And some of them, if they get one answer wrong, they will cry, 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 cry. You see, all these things makes you even the teacher and then the learners as well, develop some level of empathy in the class because they tend to understand how they feel. They tend to put themselves in the shoes of them. Now, it's you help your learners also develop positive relationships in the class. Not ones that they will start to irritate others, they will talk down on others. No, because everybody is what included in the class. Feel respect. Now, teaching strategies such as cooperative learning and discussion promote social interaction and emotional growth. So cooperative learning or cooperative learning, it helps the learners. You as a teacher, if you use that strategy, it helps the learners to promote social interaction. If they are having an interactive lesson in the class, let's say a group discussion, everybody is going to talk. If you are having questions, everybody is going to talk, and then their emotional growth will also increase. Because see, some of the students, immediately they put up their hand and you don't call them, they are emotionally damaged. They'll feel like, I will not answer in class again, because even when I raise up my hand, the teacher will not call me. So if you take all of them, their ideas into consideration, one, it will boost their confidence. If they're working outside, they'll feel like, oh, me too, I know something. It's not like I am tabula rasa. No, me too, I know something. I have something in my head. If I talk, my ideas are being accepted in the class. And then it also encourages learners to manage emotions, resolve conflict, and make responsible decisions. Under the standard-based curriculum, SEL enhances learner engagement, motivation, and then academic success. And that is what I have already touched on. Now, okay, in summary, we talked about a lot of things. So we talked about teaching under the standard base. We are done with the unit 1. The teaching under the standard-based curriculum, which we said is a planned learner-centered process focused on competency development rather than memorization. I explained teaching as a science, as an act, as a craft, and then a reflective process. That's showing that effective teaching requires research, creativity, experience, and continuous reflection. The unit also highlighted a shift from authoritarian teaching towards democratic teaching and a reflective approach, which I said, and then promotes learner participation and understanding. The next thing I talked about was the relationship between teaching, learning, and instruction, how it was explained within the competency-based education framework, where learning outcomes guide teaching decisions. And then the third thing that we just discussed is teachers' role as a facilitator, a learning designer, and assessor was emphasized alongside with the integration of 21st century skills, and then the gender equality and social inclusion, and then the social and emotional inclusion in teaching practices. Any questions so far? Yvonne, you have a question? Yvonne?
Yes, madam.
Okay, you can ask your
No,
question.
I don't
You don't have any
I don't
question?
have a question. Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Okay. So please, we are going to the unit 2. Please, if they ask any question in the exam, please answer it for me, because I have really thought.
You are a born teacher, madam.
Hey, John. You matter why. So I'm going to share the unit 2 with you very soon, so that we can start. Our break time is from 9 to 9:10, right?
Madam, today we not go for break.
Oh, are you sure? Let the others
We are,
also.
we are enjoying the lesson. We are enjoying it. So
Francis is laughing. Francis,
Brother,
Madam, today no break.
bro, I
Today
beg.
no break.
The break is
no,
necessary, please.
please. You see, Francis, I hope you can hear that.
The
The
break
break
is
is
necessary.
necessary.
but please, madam, if only you have some past questions, so that after this you give it to us. We'll be much happy.
Okay, so
That's why the objective should just
Osei Solomon, you are almost on break. Osei Solomon, be careful. It's not time. Okay, sure. So to them. Share. So unit 2. We are going to look at the meaning and approaches to economics education. We are going to look at the meaning of economics the important senior high school economics under the standard-based curriculum, the challenges and the problems of teaching economics. We are also going to look at the general approaches to economics education. And the last thing we are going to look at is the learner-centered approaches to economics education. By now, you should write it down or screenshot this on your phone so that as we move along, you can learn ahead of time. I hope we are good. Okay. Sure. So let's go to the meaning of economics education. One, the systematic teaching and learning. It refers to the structured study of economic concepts, principles, and theories. So economics education refers to the structured study of economic concepts, the principles, and then the theories. It emphasizes their real-world applications, ensuring learners can connect classroom knowledge to everyday life. It focuses on resource allocation and then decision making, which equips learners to understand how scarce resources are allocated, explains how goods and services are produced, distributed, and consumed, highlights how individuals it's in the class. The last thing is that it highlights how individuals, societal, and governmental decisions shape economic systems. So when you're looking at economic education, this is the things that we are looking at. Now we are going to education. So economic education covers a wide range of topics, and we all know that, which is the micro, which is the individual and the business level, and then the macro, which look at the national and the global trends. Example, inflation, unemployment, trade, and development. Is curriculum. Then analyzing policies and questions economic challenges and issues like unemployment, poverty, and resource management. Then the last thing is digital literacy, which is using IT to
But then your line is breaking.
So we first over again. We first looked at the definition of what economics education, and we said it focuses on two things, which is the systematic teaching and learning, and then it also focuses on resource allocation and what decision what making. And under these two, we talk about the systematic teaching and learning. We talk about the study of economic concepts, principles, and what theories. And then under the focuses on resources allocation and decision making, we talked about how it equips learners to understand how scarce resources are being what allocated. And then the second one is to equip it also highlights how individuals, societal and governmental decisions shape the economic system. Now, you remember that we talked about the standard-based curriculum, the 21st century competencies. One, initially we talked about collaboration. In addition to this, it's all part of it. So if you see digital literacy, it's also part of the 21st century competencies. So we all know that under the scope of economic education, it covers a wide range of topics, but we've grouped them into microeconomics and then macro economics. So under the micro, we talk about individual decision making, which is the pricing, the consumer behavior. They are all under so and the national trends too as well. So inflation, unemployment, these are at the national level. Trade, development, all these are at the national level. Now we are connecting this concept to what the Ghana standard-based curriculum. So whatever that you've learned in Unit 1 is going to reflect in this Unit 2. So please pay attention. Now, when you come to critical thinking under the standard-based curriculum, under the economics education, we are saying that we are going to analyze policies and questioning assumptions. So if you want your student to gain proper critical thinking skills, you help them to analyze policy. So you can ask them like, is free SHS a good policy? So they have to analyze, looking at the benefits and the costs. Now they can question assumption. Why is it that you say that at a higher prices there is a lower demand, but in my house at a higher prices I buy more? That is when they are questioning what assumptions. Even you as a teacher, you can also question what assumption for them to what come out, for them to think what critically. Now creativity in this aspect is that you are designing innovative solutions to Ghana's socio-economic challenges. Now, if you are creative, it means that you are bringing something new. You are bringing solutions to the problem. You are creating innovative solutions to the problem that we have in Ghana, because this is Ghana. We want to solve problems in Ghana. Now, problem solving is that addressing the issue like unemployment, poverty. So now when you get to problem solving, you look at the possible things that they could do to be able to address issues like unemployment, like poverty, like resource management, and the others. And then the fourth thing is digital literacy, using ICT tools to economic data. All of you know that in economics, data is very important. That's why you must also have an upper hand in mathematics, because if you are talking about unemployment, what data shows that there is this level of unemployment, maybe in central region, maybe in Volta region, maybe in Greater Accra, data will determine that truly there is unemployment in these regions. And how do you do that? You use your ICT tools like Excel, like most of the times you if you quite remember times that they'll be counting us in our vicinities and everything, they use tablets. These are all ICT tools. There are more ICT tools that you can use to analyze data, like your pie chart, like your bar chart. All these things help us to what? Interpret and then represent economic data very well. That is why in demand, we have demand schedule, we have demand that is the same thing. We have demand curve, we have demand equation, the algebra. So all these help us to what? Interpret and represent economic data in the simple possible way by using what? ICT tools. And there are tools that help us. You don't even have to worry yourself. Excel, like this, when you input the data and you give the command, it will just bring out the solution that you want. So these are under the standard-based curriculum, the key competence, 21st competencies that we use in economics education. Now we are going down and apply economic principles. I have already projected it on for you. So if you read, how do you understand it? That economics education lays the groundwork for developing economic literacy. Yes. Hey, my people. Clara, are you there? Clara.
Hello, madam. Hello.
Yes. Who is speaking, please? Michael.
Hello, madam.
You want to say something, right?
No, it seems you were quiet. So we were asking
Really?
whether we are on the line.
I'm on the line. I'm speaking. Oh, you didn't hear me. I asked the
No,
question.
madam, we didn't hear you.
So what I'm projecting, you didn't hear anything I said about it.
No, the listening was you were quiet.
Wait. So when I said I was going to talk about economics education and economic literacy, you didn't hear me say that.
Madam, we heard you.
Okay. So I was saying that economics, from the slides that I've already projected, it says that economics education lays the groundwork for developing economic literacy, the ability to understand and apply economic principles in everyday life. And I'm saying, how do you understand these statements? Okay, John.
Yeah, madam, with this point, we say literacy is the knowledge that we gain from economics. And as an economic student, if you want to apply it in our daily life, everyday life, it means that problems that we are facing in terms of food aspect, we should be able to use our economic background to solve those problems. Let's say if there's scarcity of resources, because you are economic literate, you should know when and where the time that you should go for your products. If the products are in the cheaper point, it means that if you have the money, you should be able to buy more. And you should, through the knowledge that you have in economics. And the other way around too, if there are scarcity in the market, definitely you know that prices will rise. So when settings are happening, you apply your economic knowledge to be able to suit well in the environment or as the time in which you find yourself within that period. That is what I will say is more about it.
To use an example to explain. Yeah. So as John said, so he said economic education lays the groundwork for developing economic what literacy. So if you have economics education, if you are being taught about the micro and the if you are in school and I teach you the definition of demand, now I have laid the ground. So now it will be very easy for me to bring concepts like GDP, because I have taught you the utility, I've taught you demand, I have taught you all these things that affect the economy. So I can bring concepts like, okay, in GDP, blah, 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 all these things are what economic literacy. Now, if somebody is talking about inflation, I'm sure everybody here know inflation, because one way or the other, we've learned about it during our senior high or even during our diploma degree. So I'm just trying to say that economics education just lays the groundwork for economic literacy, which is the ability to understand and apply economic principles in everyday life. Now, economic literacy reflects an individual's ability to analyze, interpret, and make informed decisions based on economic knowledge. So as I was saying, I'm saying that economics education just lays the foundation for you. So now, after you've learned all these concepts, as I said, in the micro and the macro, if somebody presents a situation to you that there is higher unemployment in the area of, let's say, agriculture, what are the possible causes you think could arise due to this immediate unemployment? Your ability to educate the person, the ability to analyze, the ability to interpret, the ability to make informed decisions based on economic knowledge is economic. You are giving economic literacy. So it enables citizens to evaluate policies, manage personal finances, and engage in meaningful national development. Some of us could attest to the fact that some of the economic concepts are abstract. They will ask you to be solving a lot of mathematical concepts. Now, in the context where you are able to use those mathematical concepts to analyze, to interpret, and make informed decisions based on the knowledge that you know, is economic literacy. Okay. Now, economics education is equal to the process, a structured teaching and learning journey. Now, economic literacy is the outcome, the practical ability to think critically and act wisely in economic matters. And that is what I just said, that a lot of things. Now, your ability to be able to practically think critically and act wisely in economic matters face any experts, because one, these experts already have economics education as a foundation. Two, they can be able to think critically, analyze and interpret and make informed decisions. That's why when you turn your TV to, let's say, UTV, TV3, DSTV, if you have DSTV, you have other stations, a lot of stations. You see people talking a lot, and some of us will be like, oh, these people are not really saying the exact thing. Some people will just say that the economy is going well based on the information that they have. So they are making informed decisions due to what they have, the data that they have. That's sometimes whatever that we experience, that's not how they are able to interpret it, because they are using data, they are using facts. They're not using what people will say, they're using what is really on the ground. So as students that you are learning economics education, you are reading economics courses, even as you are taking on this journey, everything you're learning is what economic what literate, or you have economic literacy, not just as a student of learning, and not coming out with informed decisions. Now, the standard-based curriculum emphasizes this link, teaching economics systematically, which is education, to produce economically literate graduates who can contribute to Ghana's socio-economic growth. Now, we are linking these two. As teachers, the standard-based curriculum emphasizes that as we are teaching economics systematic, which is the education that we are giving to them, we don't have to just have students that will just have concepts in their minds and not be able to what contribute to what socioeconomic what growth. So we should take note as a teachers, we are producing individuals in the society that will help us solve our economic problems, like unemployment, like inflation, like taxation, like high rate of exchange rates. All these things come in play when we, the teachers, align our students with the problem that we are facing now. We produce graduates that will not just come out as book minders or just like people who have concepts in their head, but people who can what help solve problems in the society. It is the ability, basic economic concepts and principles to everyday life situations and decision making. And I think I've already touched on this. The ability to understand, interpret, and apply basic economic concepts and principles to everyday situations and make decisions. Example, if you know the definition of scale of preference, your ability to what understand, to interpret, which is to know that okay, now I have to, if I want to make decision as to buying a bag and then a ring, I think I'll go for the ring because that is my immediate need. Your ability to interpret and then apply it as you are doing this, you're applying it to your basic need, not just what the teacher will teach in class, the notes the teacher is going to give in class. No, the students be able to apply economic concepts and then principles to their everyday life and make these informed decisions. It also involves grasping how economic system functions, including demand and supply, which is how prices and quantities are determined, opportunity cost, making choices when resources are what limited, market structures, which is the competition, the monopoly and their effect, and then government policies, which is the taxation, subsidies, regulations, and their impact on society. Please, the break is from when to when? Please, the break is from when to when?
Madam, we've already exhausted the break. So
Today is 9 o'clock to 10. 9 o'clock to 9, 10. 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Please, do you wish to go for the break?
Yes,
No.
yes,
You want? You say you want to go for break. Okay.
yes,
No,
please.
Madam, please, you can continue.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Oh, madam, please, let's continue, please.
Okay. Let me see the. Oh, say
Please, let's
Solomon is
complete this
crying.
topic. Let's complete this
Collaboration,
topic before
collaboration. We just learned collaboration in class. So
Okay, so it is 9-6. It is 9-6. So let's give some few minutes and then like 5 minutes or oh okay, it's even 9:07. So let me give you the break because some of them want the break. So I can't keep you here. It's your right to have break. So please, we are going for break.
Thank you.
We'll be back on time. I'm not going to wait for anybody. So please, let's make sure that we all come in time. Please, when it is break time, it doesn't mean leave the
Madam
meeting.
Clara,
It
this is
means
your
that you
topic.
just mute. It just means that you just mute yourself. If you want to stretch, if you want to walk, you walk. Don't leave the page. Okay, thank you.
Madam Clara, this is our time. Is Clara in?
Yes, please, I'm here. Hello. Hello.
So, Madam Clara, how will I give you my index number?
Please give it to Lawrence. The person. Hello. Yeah. Ah,
Uh, good morning, colleagues. Please, my contact is in the chat box.
Can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so let's continue. Okay,
Okay.
we are late with. So I got to the economic literacy, which is an economically literate person can, one, manage personal finances responsibly, which is saving, investing, and also what, budgeting. Two, engage critically in public policy debate, understanding economic implications. Three, make informed choices as a consumer, a voter, and a participant in global economy. The fourth one is economic literacy is the practical resource of structured economic education. It transforms knowledge into skill for real-world participation in Ghana's economy and beyond. So, if we are saying somebody is economically literate person, these are the three things that we are going to see in the person's life, which is the person manage personal finances responsibly. If we are saying you are an economically literate person, you should be able to manage your finances responsibly, not saying that you should be stingy. Some of you are stingy. That's why people are saying economists, those who study economics are stingy. We are not stingy, but we must manage our personal finances responsibly, which is saving, investing, and also what, budgeting. Number two is that we should engage critically. If you are an economically literate person, if they are talking about public policies, you should be able to talk because you understand it. You understand the economic implications of every policy that the government bring, and you should be able to make informed choices as a consumer. If you go to the market and they're selling tomatoes 5 cedis, another seller is selling it 10 cedis, I mean, it is right for you to buy the 5 cedis. A voter and then a participant in a global economy. So economic literacy is the result of a structured economics education. Whatever that you get at the end of your economics education, your ability to be able to interpret and then make informed decisions in your life regarding to the country's public policies, all these things are come as a result of what, your economics education. So economics literacy is the result of economics education. You cannot get economic literacy if you don't have economics education. And then the last thing is that it transforms knowledge into skills. So the knowledge you gain is the economics education. Now the skills that you use in the real world participation in Ghana's economy is the economic what, literacy. Now you're going to the Dahil. Six key ideas on economics literacy. Number one is there is no such thing as free lunch. We've heard about it. Most of us have heard about this. There is no free lunch. Please, how do we understand this? If somebody says there is no free lunch, how do you understand it? I've already projected it, so you just look at this. Okay. Isaac Kofiapa.
So, madam, when we say that there is no free lunch, it simply means every time you are getting something, you will be foregoing another thing to obtain that thing. So it wasn't truly free. You had to give up another thing to obtain it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, Sammy. Sammy, are you there? Sammy, unmute yourself. Samuel. Okay, Lawrence, unmute yourself. Lawrence, can you hear me? Lawrence, can you hear me? Okay, Sammy is setting the microphone. Okay, are you done? Samuel, are you done? Okay, so this concept highlights the idea that every resource has an opportunity cost. Even when something appears free, there are hidden costs, whether financial, social, or environmental. Government subsidies might lower the cost of a product for consumers, but taxpayers ultimately bear the cost of these subsidies. And our brothers said, he said that every resources has an opportunity cost. It means you are going to trade one thing for the other. Even when something appears to be free, there are hidden costs. Most of us know that we have say that uniforms they buy, there are taxes on the cloth that they buy. Apart from that, how did the government get money to buy to build the public toilet or the public school? The government used our taxes to do that. So there's nothing like it is free. I didn't pay anything. The government gave it to me for free. Even if government comes out right now to give money to small scale businesses to set up their business, it is still our money. It is still your money, but it appears to you as free, but it's still at the expense of your own taxes that you pay. Now, let's look at this example. The king to give them a piece of land for them to build. And we all know that the land belongs to us. So if you give the government a piece of the land, it means the government has what, one way or the other, the land could have been sold and then you could have gained some money out of it. But now the government has used it for a public utility. So it's at the expense of what? A fee. But it appears that since they have built something public for everybody to use, it is right. But there is nothing like a free lunch in this system. So you can use the government subsidies to create an example even in your classroom. Okay, John. John, you can speak. Please, can you hear John? Because I can't hear John.
No, we can't hear him.
Okay, then Abba Dixon. Hey, Abba. It's been a while. Abba Dixon, unmute yourself.
Madam.
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Sorry, I just came from the break. Oh.
How about Dixon? You were not speaking
Yes,
earlier on.
madam.
Okay. I'll call you for you to speak.
Okay.
Yes, Henry.
Yeah, he said there's nothing like free lunch, but
Yes, please.
what of the free senior high school when we come to our educational sector? Are they paying anything, even because we can't see any hidden cost in it, and there's no opportunity cost in it as well? Can't we say it's a free land to Ghanaian citizens?
Okay, Henry, thank you for that question. I think some people want to help me
No.
answer this. Michael, do you want to
Yes,
answer this
yes,
question?
yes, madam.
Okay,
I want to answer my learned friend.
okay,
Let's
sure.
take that free senior as he talk. I
Okay.
want to ask him, compare discipline during when senior time school, when the senior SHS was no free. When we talk about discipline, you should compare by then to now as it is. That is free senior high. Two, you should also compare their seriousness in learning. As madam, you said there's nothing like free lunch. It is 100% true. Anything we take to be free, at least there are some hindrances or obstacles behind it. This free senior high, my friends should compare previously how students pass in SHS compared to now as we are talking now. The whole thing has spoiled now when you go to SHS. And as we are even saying that it is free, it is free. It is not free as we have considered it. Now the burden has even embedded on PTA. My friends will testify that those who have was in senior high and that is. So, madam, that is what I have wanted to add to what my friend said. Thank you.
You've done extremely well. So I think Michael said something key. So if we say something is at a cost, it doesn't necessarily mean financially. There are Raymond and Kofi. So John, Ray,
Hello, madam.
yes, please.
Yeah, I want to even say that with the free SHS, it's not free in the sense that there's an allocated funding that is made for to take care of the free SHS. And if had it not been the free SHS, that money would have been channeled into other areas of development in the economy. So it is absolutely not free as we see it.
Wow. Thank you, Raymond. Raymond has opened our eyes. So the last person is gone. Okay. So Henry, I hope you understand it now. So it is the free SHS is at a cost now. As Raymond said, the resources could have been channeled to do other things, but because we needed to bring this initiative on board, those resources are channeled. So even that point is already a trade-off, and it is a cost we are bearing. In addition to that too as well, as students are coming, Henry, why you want to ask a different question? Henry, unmute yourself.
Yes, yeah. My colleagues spoke very well, but when
Okay.
yeah, they spoke very well. But one said discipline. I don't think this involve financially. When we say free senior high school, it
Yes,
means something
please.
that involve finance, whereby parents are not to pay much. So even if the PTA are involved, we don't see it like that. It is not something that was well organized or well accepted. That is school level. But the free senior high school, I see is that is one of the best policies so far that has taken burden from the parent. That is why I was saying that free lunch can be considered. And also, when you look at the current government, they are sharing free sanitary pad to students. What of that one too? Should we say is still cost to the student, or is it not something free to the student?
Okay, so Kofi, unmute
So
yourself.
I will say that, Mr. Henry, we should consider the government too, as government is channeling all these free social interventions. It is coming at a cost to government. Money that government could have used to, one, um, construct roads, to use it to even build factories that these people could later come and inherit. Now, government has rather channeled it into some of these social interventions. So, to the students, yes, it is free, but to the government, it is being a cost on the government, and government later on turns to the working class through direct and indirect taxes to gather such funds for these projects. So it is not a free lunch, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Isaac. So Henry, are you okay with it now?
Yes, perfectly okay. Perfectly okay.
Okay, thank you. The next thing is thinking incrementally, which is incremental thinking emphasize making decisions based on small step-by-step evaluations rather than drastic change. This approach helps individuals assess marginal benefits and marginal cost before taking action. For topics like marginal utility and cost benefit analysis. So one key idea on economic literacy is also thinking incrementally. Now, thinking incrementally is looking at making decision on small step-by-step evaluation rather than drastic changes. I think some I don't want to be political here, but some governments and then current and gone governments, so I don't want to make it like it's just one government, made drastic changes to a lot of things which caused us a lot even as a country in terms of our oil, in terms of our electricity, in terms of our water. They made drastic changes, they make drastic policy changes which caused us a lot. So um thinking incremental means that you are making a small step to be able to ensure that whatever outcome you want to get is achieved at the end of the day. Even in life, if you sometimes make a drastic change to some of the things, you will break down. Imagine you earn 500 cedis a month and you've gone to rent a room that costs 1,000 cedis. Now, you've made a drastic change in your standard of living. Now you start to beg people to add up to your food, your water, all those expenses have not been included. Oh. Just the room alone is 1,000 Ghana cedis. You start begging people to help you pay. So those drastic changes cause harm to us. But incremental thinking means that, okay, I'm from a 500 cedis room. Let me go to a 600 cedis room because my revenue has increased by that. So it's saying that you are assessing both your marginal benefits and your marginal cost. You are not just standing up to make decisions just like that. You are considering your benefits and your cost. If you take actions due to the costs that you are going to get and not looking at, no, if you are making a decision due to the benefit that you are going to have and not checking the cost, you make a decision that will not go in your favor. Because if you are here and you want to go to, let's say, a place that you don't know anybody there, you've not taken car there before, and then the first thing you do is to just stand up and go, you will be lost. You incur a lot of costs because you'll be taking cars which you are not supposed to. I remember one time I was going to do something at Accra. I went with somebody that was already there, and the person still misled me. I was running through the town like that because I was not getting to the point where I was supposed to go. So you see, I look at the benefits of going to meet the person, but I didn't check the cost, which is the additional cost that I'm going to incur. So let me ask for proper information so that I can look at my benefits and my cost so that I can reduce my transportation fees. Most of us make decisions not looking at the cost. You are here right now, and then you want to marry somebody. You've not checked the benefit is that you are going to get a companionship, you are going to build a home, you are going to have kids, but you've not checked the cost. How much is wedding gown? How much is the bride price? Where are we going to stay? If you make that drastic change without considering the cost, you are going to fall into a pit, and that will be a disgrace. So it gave an example in a economic setting. It says that when businesses consider expanding production, they analyze whether the additional cost will be offset by the increase in revenue. So this is the same thing. When a business is considering its expansion, if you were a businesswoman or man and you are considering expanding your production, look at the cost of you expanding your production and look at the revenue you are going to get, and look at how you are going to do it step by step, small by small, to get to the goal that you want to get to. Okay. Another one is that market coordinates consumption and production. Okay, this one I'm going to leave it for us to answer. Okay, so Kofi is saying, Madam, when you do that, they say you are being stingy. Oh, why? Why are they saying that you are being stingy? You are making sure you don't make a mistake. You don't make changes that you later on regret. You later on be in debt. You are being stingy. How? That is why in life you should more be fixed on your goals and look at somebody that can also help you achieve that goals. If you're a man and you earn 3,000 cedis and you are going for a woman that spends 3,000 cedis in a week, the pressure the woman will give to you, I don't know.
The thing is that most of the time, immediately you begin those comparison. I mean, I'm spending this, comparing it with the benefits and all those stuff. Chairman, with the way stingy. We could to be soon or started by a comparison. That's why most of the time people think economists are stingy. Most of the time, if you realize those people who are complaining economists are stingy, they come back and beg economists for money. And sometimes if you don't take care, you even become wicked with money because you watch this person spend all his small income on unnecessary things without comparing their cost. And that person comes back to you and say, Jack, my short your mommy 200 man.
Very true. They are the same people that will come back to you and say, my short into mommy 20 cedis, mommy 50, mommy 500 cedis. The same people that said you are stingy. You see, I mean, life, don't mind them. Do what is best for you. Emmanuel. Okay, he's not speaking. So markets serve as a mechanism for balancing supply and demand, coordinating the actions of producers and what consumers. Through the price system, resources are allocated efficiently to meet societal needs. Teachers can illustrate this principle with examples of how local markets adjust to consumer preference, such as their rise in demand for eco-friendly products, leading to increased production by businesses. So one of the 6 key ideas on economic literacy is markets coordinate consumption and production. You see that we know that markets serve as a central place where we balance demand and supply. So we the consumers are demanding, and then those selling the product are the ones supplying it to us. So through price system, resources are allocated efficiently to meet societal needs. How do we understand this statement? Yes. How do we understand this statement? Agnes. Agi, are you on the line? Agnes. Agnes. Hello, please. Can you all hear me?
Yes, please, madam.
So Agnes is on the line. Okay. So Lawrence, mark Agnes absent for me, okay? So through price system, resources are allocated efficiently to meet societal needs. When you go to the market, you could see that we have products like 100 CDs, 50 CDs. The pricing system looks at where demand and then supply meets. So when you go to the market, you can bargain with the seller and say that, oh, I want to buy this phone at, let's say, 1,002. The seller will also say, no, I want you to buy it at 1,005. You bargain and you count to 1,003. Now this pricing system has helped us to allocate our resource efficiently, which is everybody is going to be what everybody's need is going to be met. So you go to the market, you see tomatoes, 2 CDs, 5 CDs, 10 CDs, 20 CDs, 30 CDs, 50 CDs. We have goods that cost as high as 100,000 Ghana cedis, 50,000 Ghana cedis. So through price system, we are able to allocate our resource efficiently. No one is left out. Now, teachers can illustrate this principle with example of how local markets adjust to consumer preference. The other products in the market. There are lots of people in the market selling cassava. It will get to a time you see that there is more of tomatoes in the market. Every market woman is selling tomatoes. You go to the market, ask That's take that
Your line is breaking, madam. We can't hear you.
in here.
Madam, we can't see anything and we can't hear you.
Price. Please. Yeah. Use
Please, madam, we can't hear anything, no, and we can't also see anything.
our is there.
Madam, your line is breaking. We cannot hear anything.
Have you closed?
I believe Madam, this thing is having a problem, so maybe she's setting it.
No, she's joining. Yeah. She's coming back. Please, she's joining. All right. She's joining. She's trying to join.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry. My network is just okay. So did I get here? Can you hear me now?
Yes, Madam.
Okay, so let's continue. So I'm saying that when you hear relative prices as to the changes that guide decision making, I'm saying that it is refers to the consumer swift change in demand when there is an increase or a decrease in what price. So please, as it has been stated here, you said that a sudden did you get this explanation before my network went off? John, did you get this?
Madam, which one?
Yes,
The
madam.
For example, a sudden increase in price of oil might encourage consumers to opt for vehicles. Did you get the explanation to that?
Yes, madam.
No, madam.
Oh, you said no.
Hey, John, which one? Yes, no.
Okay, so I was saying that, for example, I was saying the relative price changes guide decision is that you see that immediately there is a change in the price of a good, consumers will switch to the another option, which is of what? A low cost. So I was saying, let's say if the price of Milo, or let's say the price of Cool increases, consumers might switch towards standard. Or if consumers see that the and businesses or firms also want to maximize their profits. So when it happens like that, now the businesses will switch in producing the production of standard water instead of the Cool, because they also want to gain more profits. And you know that your profit is like your total revenue minus your total cost. If your total revenue is very high than your total cost, it means you are going to get a lot of profit. So now you could see that the producer will switch in production of Cool, because the producer has seen that a lot of people are interested in what? Purchasing Cool. If you want to calculate for the total revenue. Okay, John.
So I'm a farmer in addition. So
Okay.
this year, through the knowledge that I have in this economic situation now, I'm seeing that this year I'll emphasize more on groundnut farming, and then that of soybeans than maize, because the price of maize has come down to some extent that even when you sell more than 10 crore, you can't reach the expenses that you spend on 1 acre of land. So because of the knowledge, most people will now go into goods that are a little bit better in terms of price,
Okay.
granite and the rest. Yeah.
You see, so in terms of the producer, he is switching to the things that consumers, the ones that the prices are what high, the ones that people are purchasing, the one that he knows that he's going to gain enough profit. So according to what John is saying, John did not mention that the consumers will be satisfied. The consumer, he's interested in his profits. So you see that. So that's the reason why I said that producers are always interested in gaining what? Profit, but consumers are interested in what? Utilizing their what? Satisfaction. So we are going to the next one, which is the trade promote what? Growth. Trade allows countries to specialize in producing goods where they have comparative advantage, leading to increased efficiency. Imports demonstrate how promote growth. We all know that if a country specializes in producing a good and they exchange it to another country, and then the other country also exchange what they know how to produce much to that domestic country, we could see that there is growth because nobody is taking advantage of the other. But in our case in Ghana, you said Ghana, we export cocoa, but we export it in the raw state, while we import machinery from the other nations. And in fact, we have not specialized in exporting the cocoa. We have not specialized in the cocoa production. We just export the raw one. But you see the other countries, they have good machineries. They have machines that when you bring it can enhance your production. So in other terms, they are gaining over us because one, we are going to give them the comparative advantage to look at every country specializing at the things they do and then exchanging it to each other so that everybody will be at a good place. But in our country like this, we are not in a good place. Each time the other advanced country overshadow us because we will go for the machinery and we don't even use the machinery. If you go to Commander sugar factory, they have machines there. Nobody is producing sugar. I am sure we exchanged a cocoa for that machinery, or we took a huge amount of money from our national coffers to purchase it, but it's still there. That's why we also encourage trade among countries. It helps even as citizens to have diverse taste for other goods. So it is not like, but as a developing country like this, we also advocate for us eating our products, not going outside every day to purchase. But in our context, if we don't buy for internationally, they said we can't survive. Now so we are going to look at the things that we've already said. So now let's go back. So the first one was there is no such thing like a free lunch, which I just explained earlier on. People think incrementally. People think incrementally. Relative prices changes guide decision making. Market coordinates consumption and production. I've already explained this, so it's nothing new. Trade promotes growth, which is just what I explained. And then the number 6 is markets can fail. So we said market do not always allocate resource efficiently. Failures occur due to externalities, monopolies, public goods. Economic literacy requires recognizing when government intervention may be necessary. So market can fail. That is why in the market you could see goods producers have geared their interest towards those who make higher income or those who have a lot of money. So it is not always the case that market can allocate resource efficiently. There are failures that occur due to externalities. So with the externalities, we have positive externalities and then negative externalities. So let me give you one example of the positive externalities. They have constructed the road for what their lectures to use their cars on, their buses to go on to use it for students to work on it. Now the community benefits from this initiative because they form part of the society. They did not contribute to anything in the construction of the road, but due to the fact that they are part of the community, it is an externality, a positive externality to them. So positive, let me first explain externalities. Externalities means that when a third party either bears the cost or the benefits of a project being done or of an economic event. So as I was saying, the construction of the road was for the university students and then the staff and then the other non-staff workers here. But the community as a third party enjoys it because they form part of the society. And this is a cost, this is a benefit to the society as well. It means that the resource, the market can fail because the design people for them to use the road have been changed. There are other third parties that are using the road which benefits them. Now let's go to a negative externality. A negative externality can be in the form of you engaging in a mining process and then releasing dust into the atmosphere. The society, the people staying in the society are not part of the mining process. They don't have any interest. They don't have any goal there. But because of your activity, you are causing a cost to them, which is their health. So all these things may occur, which make the market also fail. And then monopolies, if somebody is the sole producer of a product, if somebody is the sole producer of a product, there will be misallocation of resources because the person will produce the goods to the people that give him a higher level of what revenue. He or she will not produce to a consumer that gives him or her a lower level of revenue, because all producers are interested in profit. And then public goods, goods that we do not pay for them, there are also ways in which they can cause the market to fail. So pollution from factories require, that's what I said. Pollution from factories requires regulations to protect at public health. There should be a way that our health will not be what why does economic literacy matter? As an economic student, as an economics graduate, why does economics literacy matter? Why should I be literate in learning about economic concepts, principles, theories? Why? Okay, Samuel.
Okay, madam, thank you very much. Economic literacy matters because as a young man or as a citizen, and when it prepares me to take economic based decisions in my private life and also in my social life as a citizen. So I live my life in an economic context. And through that you are one way or the other a best manager to yourself and to your world. Thank you.
Thank you as well. That's what I want to ask for this one. Thank you as well. Any other?
Okay, madam. Hello.
Hello, please, you can speak.
Please, being an economic literate, it will help me to analyze situations, be able to interpret it and make informed decisions. For example, maybe I'm having a 500 Ghana cedis and I'm supposed to pay my children's school fees, buy shoes, and buy dresses for myself. Because I know economics, I will arrange these into scale of preference. Then I'll forgo some of the items and choose the most important ones.
Okay,
Thank
that's amazing. Thank you. Dennis.
Okay, madam. Literacy in economics will help me to manage the scarce resources or get the best from the scarce resources available by the knowledge and the wisdom that I've gotten from economics literacy. It will help me to go for the items or the things that will help me most, and then those that will least help me will come later. So it helped me to get the best from the scarce resources around me. Thank you.
Thank you. Emmanuel. 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 Okay.
Madam,
Solomon.
madam,
Uh-huh. Yes.
yeah, I'm saying that if one is literate in economics, it helps in making informed decision about one's finances, investment, and then career. Also, it also helps in the management of your daily life, from your budgeting and how to navigate your taxes and loans. That's what I can say.
Okay, thank you. John. Okay, wait. Solomon. I saw Solomon's hand. Or his hand is down.
Yeah, madam.
Okay, Solomon, you can speak.
What I would like to say is economic literacy is very important in the life of every individual, as we can all testify that our wants are unlimited, whilst our resources are scarce. So being an economic literate helps to allocate our limited resources effectively. Even those that have not studied economic in school, they even use layman's knowledge in their daily life. For instance, when someone goes to market to purchase some items, since the person money cannot afford everything that he or she wants, he or she makes sure that he arrange the items or list the items that he wants in order of priorities. So I think economic literacy is very, very important, that we all have to be aware of that. Thank you. Hello. Hello, madam.
We heard you.
We've heard you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. So please, I know a lot of you have a lot to say, but I think so far they have given me a lot of information. And then we have to we are far behind. So please, those that have already raised their hand, can you type your ideas in the comment section? I'm going to read all of them. Please do that. So it empowers informed decision. As we said, it helps individuals to make better decisions in their life. Okay. It applies core principle, understanding demand, supply, opportunity cost, market structures, scale of preference, enables smarter resource management, budgeting, and financial planning. Navigate complex systems, which is provide tools to handle savings, plan, investing, and then both. Another one is also it fosters informed citizenship. That's this one somebody has already explained. It strengthens democratic participation, which is if they are talking about things that affect the economy, you'll not be sitting there idle. You have something to say. It promotes accountability and evidence-based policy, awareness of economic principles, support transparent government, and strengthens democracy. So if you are aware of what is happening in the country, you can talk about it. You can support transparency. If the government is spending a lot of money, you can say it to ensure the government becomes accountable. So if you are aware of economic principles and then economic theories, you can use that to also help for the government to be more stable and then accountable. Now let's look at the SHS syllabus overview and the scope and the sequence of it. It is structured into 4 strands. So we have consumers' rational decision making, firms' innovative decision making, policy analysis and prediction, government economic policy, money, agriculture, and then trade. So please, I have the standard-based curriculum syllabus. So I'll give it to Lauren so that he'll share it with you on your platform. Okay. Each strand is taught progressively across year 1 to 3 with increasing depth and then complexity. The design follows a spiral curriculum approach. Concepts are introduced early, revisited, and expanded to strengthen understanding. Totals per year remain balanced. Year 1, 28 indicators, year 2, 30, year 3, 26. Ensuring consistent workload and then learning progression. So you could see that right now the year 2, most of the time the year 2 contains more of the indicators. Every year 2 you have a lot to pack, then year 3 you just have 26. So it's from 28, 30, and then 26. Now let's go on. Now the overview of the scope and then the sequence. The one is the foundations, which is looking at the consumer rational decision. So year 1 we introduce the basic concepts of demand, consumer behavior, and then the rational choices under the standard-based curriculum. Initially, under the objective-based, the demand and then consumer behavior, all those things were at level form 2. But right now, the concept of demand, consumer behavior, and the rational choices are being taught in year 1. Now, year 2 and year 3, we enforce and deepen these ideas, preparing students to analyze real-world consumer decisions. Then, firms' innovative decisions making. I told you earlier on that we have 4 strands. So I'm touching on each of the strands. So firms' innovative decision making. It focuses on production, supply, and market analysis. Students learn how firms allocate resources, innovate, and respond to market signals. Progression from simple definitions and examples in year 1, applied analysis in year 2, and critical evaluation in year 3. So now they will learn the simple definitions in year 1 about production, about supply, since they are going to do demand and then the others. They will learn about it. But in year 2, they are going to for the mind has really expanded and you've learned a lot. So we are going which is introduced in year 1 and consistently reinforced through year 2 and year 3. So they will introduce it in year 1, but they'll reinforce it. Means they are going to do it. They are going to add a lot of things to it in year 2 and year 3. Now students learn how prices are determined, how equilibrium is reached, and how market is adjusted. So that we are just looking at the overview of the standard-based curriculum and the SHS syllabus. We'll go to the next one, which is the market analysis. We'll build on consumer and firm decision, which I talked about earlier on, around the innovative and then the consumer rational decisions. So now we'll build on the consumer and firm decision making, equip learners with tools to interpret supply demand interactions and predict outcome. Now the key competency, ability to use graphs, data, inflation rate in year 1, deeper policy analysis in year 2 and 3. So during their first year, instead of learning the meaning of opportunities, you learn it, but I mean, they are going to introduce all these topics in their year 1. When they get to level 2, form 2 and form policy analysis. Learning finance and public institutions. So students will explore all years, linking theory to PNG economic realities. So outcome by year 3, learners can connect micro foundations with macro policies and applied sectors, preparing them to analyze both national and global issues. Now, the philosophy for teaching economics. So what I showed you was the overview of the SHS syllabus. So when you get to the standard-based curriculum that I'm going to share with you, you can see all these things inside. Now, philosophy for teaching. 1, to empower the next generation of economic decision makers. To empower the next generation of economic decision makers. 1, develop analytical research and problem solving skills. So our philosophy for teaching economics is to what? Develop analytical research and problem solving skills in our learners. 2, for them to become resourceful and responsible citizens. We want them to become responsible and resourceful citizens. And then 3, for them to learn in a friendly, learner-centered environment. So philosophy for teaching economics is to help them to stay in a friendly, learner-centered environment. But in all this, we also want them to become resourceful and responsible citizens. So these are our philosophy. This is for you as a teacher, for teaching economics. So as you are teaching economics, you want them to have analytical research and problem solving skills. In addition, they should become also resourceful and responsible citizens. And also for them to be, you have to create an environment where they can have a friendly and then learner-centered activities. The next thing is that we also want them to get practical experiences guided by skilled teachers. And then the last thing is that to employ technological tools to address sustainable local and then global economic issues. Any questions so far? Okay, so now our vision and goal. Our vision statement is that we equip economics learners with 21st century skills, which I talked about, which is the I've already mentioned, like, what's the last thing? Critical thinking, digital literacy, problem solving skills. The last thing is what? Hello.
Analytical research.
Okay. Thank you.
Collaboration.
Thank you. So the 21st century skills and strong analytical research and problem solving abilities for rational decision making and effective economic policy analysis, ensuring efficient resource management in everyday life is plenty, but all what it's talking about is that we want our learners to have 21st century skills, which we've already mentioned, so that they can have a strong or an upper hand in analytical research and problem solving ability for rational common decision making, things that economists can rationally think about. They can be able to do so, and then for them to also make effective economic policies, not just economic policies, effective economic policy analysis, ensuring efficient resource management in their everyday life. Now, our goal statement is enable senior high school learners to understand how economic concepts impact their daily lives. Our focus is to foster critical thinking and what rational decision making. And then another thing we are also looking at is to strengthen policy analysis and resources not application. Moving from theory to what things we can apply. Most of the points that I mentioned here, they are looking at it in a state that in a standard-based curriculum, we are not interested in our learners knowing the concepts just like that. We want them to have the practical knowledge where they can also do, and not to just know, they can also do. And then they can also make informed decisions in the society, even for their lives too. They can make informed decisions as well. They can also help in solving societal problems in addition to that. So we are going to look at the rationale for teaching economics in senior high school. The rationale. Economics in the senior high school. The rationale is to help transform Ghana's abstinence economy, subsistence. Oh, sorry. It's to help transform Ghana's economy. So we all know that Ghana, we engage in small level of production, which is the primary production. We engage in small level of production, small level of farming, agriculture, primary products. All these things are choose use be development we want You listen. In through uh,
Ajingo. Abba.
yes,
Hello.
yes.
Bro, we can hear you. It's between, but we don't know why Madam's line is so messed up. Why?
Bro, for that one I can't tell you. So she went off. Me, I went off. I just came back. Is she off?
Yeah.
Yeah, currently they're on kind of video mode.
Okay. So she's joining.
Okay, sorry to you all. I don't know why today my network is behaving like that. So please, did you get the question I asked before my network went?
No.
Okay, so can you see my slides?
Yes, madam.
Okay, please. So I was asking, as teachers, what are the problems we face when we are teaching economics, even in the senior high school, yeah, or any other apart from the senior high school, I think no. In the senior high school, what are the problems we face? Yes.
Madam. Madam.
Yes, please.
Hello. Please, can
Hello.
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
I don't know of the others, but most of us are at the basic school. Most of us are not teaching at the senior high school, so we can't actually
Oh,
relate
okay.
to the
But
exact
so
problems.
what problems do you face in like in your basic schools teaching?
Okay.
Actually,
Teaching and learning.
actually, let me tell Atule to mute herself. Atule, okay, you can speak.
But we have a lack of teaching and learning resources.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, some of the lessons we need concrete resources to ensure that these learners will think from concrete to abstract. But sometimes you find out that these resources are not available in our schools. And then pressures from our superiors, from the head teacher to CISO, then those from the municipal, but everywhere. Honestly, it caused burnout to teachers at the basic level. I don't know if it's just me, but that is how I feel. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I've already even presented this there. Resources shortage. Even in your basic schools, there are some resources that you want to use in the class, you don't have them. So resources what shortages. Teaching methods. The current methods require amendment to help let students properly relate with economic concepts and apply them in economic reason. So some of the teaching methods, you cannot apply them in your classroom because some of them cannot relate well, but you have to make an amendment to help your students what get your concept, use the correct teaching method to help your student get the concept very well. Teacher availability, there's lack of there's I don't believe in there is lack, there is inadequate supply of teachers, trained professionals to senior high school to deliver the um, economic lessons in the class. So these problems are problems that we all know we face in our quest to teach economics in the senior high schools. And then another one is inadequate professional teachers. Okay, so I think that's what I said. Is that problem for standard-based curriculum? It's a skill for you as a teacher. We are teaching you some of the competency-based skills that you need to be able to implement the very curriculum. If you have a large number of people in your class, that is required at that moment might not permit, because some of the classes are packed to the extent that the only way you can teach is to stand in front and ask questions. You cannot even do group discussions. And then learner proficiency gap. In mathematics, and they'll bring all those troubles in your class. So that is also a problem. And cultural diversity, differences in learners' cultural backgrounds can hinder collaboration, assertiveness, and classroom participation. Inconsistent content and error in teacher manuals, handbook, and other curricular support accompanying the new curriculum. It's very true. The new curriculum, when you go to the senior high level, they have a section that they organize. I've forgotten the name, but you look through the standard-based curriculum, you look through your curriculum. So if you are teaching economics, you look through the economics curriculum and check mistakes, errors. So inconsistent content and errors also make implementing the curriculum very difficult. So discuss in your groups other probable challenges both teachers and learners will encounter. So Lawrence, please help us get at least, let's say, three groups. We are giving each group next week 15 minutes to 15 minutes is too much. 5 minutes each group to give us some problems that economics teachers can probably face. At least the problem should be at least 3. So Lawrence, can you do that for me?
Madam, I can, but it's going to be a little bit difficult. We are,
Why?
I think, more than once.
You are more than what? 40.
We are more than a class here. We have the
Okay.
economics major students here, and then we have other class also here. So I don't know how I'm going to.
How it's going to be. But can you put a pool there to ask the economics students in the class, like those who are reading this course?
Yes, that will only reflect to my people, my class. We have
To
other
your class. Other who have joined this class.
There is another class joining.
Oh, okay, sure. So, but you, let's get your class and let's see. I'm not sure that class will outweigh your class, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so you first, let's get your class, and then as they join, I will let them also know what to do. I'll give them a different task to also perform. So
Madam,
for this,
they are here already. They've been here with us since day one. So.
Yeah, so but for this discussion, I want your group to do it. I'll have another discussion for them to also partake in.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
my class should take care of this one.
Yes. So please try and screenshot this so that you will not come back asking me again.
All right.
Have you done so?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So let's go on. Now we are going to the general approaches to economics education. We have the analytical or principle approach. It posits that analysis is central to economics. Purpose trains mind to reason like economics as a science of choice. So we are going to the general approaches to economics education. And the first one is analytical or principle approach. This one is posits that analysis is central to economics. So we are trying to say that you cannot say you are an economist when you don't analyze situation, you don't analyze economic events, you don't analyze economic and phenomena that is happening in your country, that is happening in other country. Analysis is a key factor in economics education. And the purpose of this is to train the mind to reason like economists. So economics as a science of what choice. Now the key features is to emphasize rigorous logical argumentation. That's why you see economists make a lot of arguments on social media when they are talking about policies, a lot of things. It encourages the appreciation of economic analysis. Now when you are there and then you also look at it, it helps you to appreciate economic analysis. It helps you to appreciate economic analysis. It also develops disciplined reasoning and critical thinking. It helps you to be disciplined in your reason. Some people, as they are reasoning, they'll be thinking about a different thing altogether. Somebody is in this class but thinking about someone else. So if I give you an economic phenomenon for you to think about right now, all your focus will come on whatever I've given to you. The goal is courses prioritize rigor, sound argument based on logic as a primary outcome. So courses, it's prioritized rigor, sound and argument based on logic as a primary outcome. So the courses that you take, it will let you take rigor sound argument, or it will help you to put rigor sound argument at the top as a primary outcome. So if you are going to make any argument and you don't base it on a logic as a primary outcome, if you are going to say that unemployment is caused by let's say rainfall, is this logic? How can you say this? So there should be a rigorous, you have to prioritize whatever that you are going to say in the class. Okay, truly, if unemployment is a cause, what pushes unemployment to be at the top? Let's say government policies. So you don't just stand up to make any argument without rigorously looking at it. So you make sound arguments. So analysis will help you to make sound arguments. Now, analytical or principle approach. Hey, why am I making mistakes this morning like that? It's because you people are not talking.
No, madam.
Yes. So the analytical or please, you said?
I said today you have talked a lot.
Because when I asked the questions, most people were not speaking, so I had to do it myself. So we are looking at the analytical or principle approach. Courses often begin with scope, methods, and key economic terms. Example, factors of production, wealth, income, opportunity cost, to prepare students for deeper analysis. So if you are using the principle or the analytical approach, courses will often begin with like the scope, like as I did earlier on, the scope of economic education. Then we come to the method, so it follows in order. Then we come to the key economic terms. Example, factors of production, wealth. So everything you're doing is in order, and then it makes you to think from one step to the other. So if you know the scope, now let's look at the methods. Now let's look at the key economic terms like opportunity cost, like wealth, like all these things prepare learners for deeper analysis. Course titles, principles of economics, economic analysis. So this is a course title, you see this. Subject matter, micro and macro analysis, price, production and distribution theory, national income and output analysis, monetary theory. So the goal is to provide learners with foundational concepts and terminology, enabling them to engage effectively in subsequent analytical work. So we are just preparing, we provide students with foundational concepts and terminology, the terms that they need. So as I said earlier on, the key economic terms, so that as they are analyzing issues, as they are analyzing economic phenomenon or events, they will use these key economic terms to explain them, enabling them to engage effectively in subsequent analytical work. Now let's look at the application, microeconomics. A first year economics class begins with a basic economic concept. One, the factors of production. Students learn land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship as the building blocks of economic activities. I think these are basic things that when you are reading economics in the senior high level, you come across. Now students will now learn about the 4 factors of production, which is land, labor, capital, and then entrepreneurship as the building blocks. Those are just the foundation for them to come up. Now opportunity cost, they practice identifying trade-offs such as choosing between studying for economics or mathematics. And then that's what we talked about. So in the first year book, you see labor, land, capital, entrepreneurship. Then you come to opportunity cost, where they will trade one for the other. So it follows in order, as I said. Supply and then demand. First year, that these are the things they are learning as at now. They explore how prices adjust when demand rises or supply falls. Now let's look at the application to analytical work. Later, when students analyze price determination in the market, they already understand how opportunity costs influence consumer choices. So by the time they will finish analyzing price determination in the market, they already understand how opportunity cost influences consumer choices. As I said, how factors of production affect supply. So look at it very well. You see that we have factors of production, which is what? Land, labor, capital, and then what? Entrepreneurship. Now look at the question. They said that after they are done with it, now they will know how factors of production affect supply. So after they were done with labor, capital, they came to what? Opportunity cost, which is trading, and then trade-off, and then all the others. Then they came to supply and demand. So by the time they got to supply and demand, if they ask them that if a consumer is trading one product for the other, what does it mean? They already know, because they have already studied on that before. And now this terminology foundation allows them to move beyond memorization into rigorous analysis. For example, evaluating how government subsidies shift supply curve and then impact equilibrium markets. So all what I'm saying is that through this analytical approaches, students, and then how the standard-based curriculum have been already designed, it will help students to gain that analytical thinking or skill as they engage in what they are learning what process.
Earlier, please, madam, you can't see the slides.
Really? Are you sure? I'm
No,
sharing
please
the
check. It's network. We are seeing
I'm sharing the slides. So the problem approach. So Lawrence, so the other group, can you get me one person from the other group?
I think Clara, yes, I think so.
Okay,
on the
so
line.
Clara, unmute yourself. So we are going to the approaches to Clara.
Yes.
You are in the other group. So please, I want to also give you a group presentation for next week as I gave the other group. So we have the approaches. I will let you create. How many are you in the group? Those who are reading this course. Clara,
I think we should be more than 10.
you'll be more than 5.
10. 10.
10. Okay. So I'm leaving it for you to create 2 groups. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, please. So I'm going to show you where you are supposed to present on for next week. Okay, so yeah. My time is almost up, but let me look at this. So the problem approach. Economics, the core argument is that economics relate to people primarily through problems. Students should be trained to think in terms of problems. So we are looking at the problem approach, which is economics relate to people primarily. The sole foundation of economics was scarcity, which is already a problem. So students should be trained to think in terms of what problems. So if they see any issue there, like let's say inflation is a problem. So students are now going to think about how they can solve the what problem. Now the course emphasis, economic goals, efficiency, this freedom, security, economic development, economic problems, case studies in economics, outcome. Students learn how to apply economics to real world challenges, bridging theory with what practice. So I have already touched on the problem approach. So now students see problems and then they want to use their theory to what help solve those problems. So why do we want to solve those problems? Because we want efficiency in the country, we want stability, we want growth, and then we want development plus what equity. Now what are our social goals? Our social goals is to what gain justice. My time is so let me touch on this and then we leave. Please, do you have any other class?
Yes, madam.
Okay, please can you give me like few minutes, like 5 minutes before?
All right.
Okay, thank you. So I want to touch on this before we all leave. So the core idea, economy is a social organization. Okay, with problem solving. The systems are Clara, it means I have to get your contact so that I can send you the standard based curriculum. So I can send it to your group.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll ask Lawrence for your number.
Okay, sure. So the things they are to present on is to look at the systems approach. The systems approach, that's for group 1. And then group 2 will look at the historical approaches. Please, if you are in Clara's group and you are here, please make sure that you write them down. She's not the only person. She's the only person we can recognize now. But if you are on this page, please make sure that you write the question down, because each and every member in the group is going to talk, and marks are going to be awarded as well. Lawrence, please let me get those that participated in today's class.
All right, madam.
Okay.
Madam, please, how can we know our group? Because
Please, I've already given that duty to Lawrence and then Clara. So if Lawrence is part of your group, he's going to divide the group into two. I said three or so. Three. So if Lawrence is in your group, Lawrence is going to divide the group into three. So any group that you fall in, it means you are going to present. And I said I'm giving you let's make it 7 minutes each for each group. So if you want somebody to talk, let the person, when we log on, I'll call for the group names. I can call group 3 first or group 2 first. So when I call, then you start presenting. And then you don't have to you can do it online. You have a group, and then you just put your ideas there, and then one person will put it down and then present it.
okay, so Lawrence is going to share the group.
Yes, please. And then Clara will do for the other group too as well.
Okay, but I
So
think this one is for all online centers. Oh.
okay, but Lawrence told
Mhm.
me we have 2 groups here.
Really?
Yes.
As for that one, I don't know. I don't know anything about
So,
it.
please, Madam Clara, if you can help us with your number, please.
Please, my contact is in the chat box. You can chat me so that we create one group for this course.
Yes. And then Clara, the next group, they are going to do the historical approaches. That's what I've projected on the screen. The historical one. The historical approaches. So Lawrence, for your group, I think I'll make some changes to the question, because it's like I have a lot of questions. So I don't know how I'm going to do it, but group 1 will take the question that I gave to you initially. Group 1 is going to take that question. And please, if you are arranging it, please arrange it in order of registration number. Not because somebody is your friend, you are putting.
But I'm already here. The line is breaking.
Both Clara. You can't hear me. Francis, can you hear me now? I don't know why you
Yes,
said you
madam,
can't
we
hear
can
me.
hear you. We can
So
hear you now.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Going to registration number 1 to 10 should be in the same group. Registration number 11 to 20 should be in the second group. That's how I want the groupings to be. So if, for example, 1 to 10 will be the group 1, maybe 11 to 20 will be the group 2, as in order. Please, do you get me?
Yes,
For
madam.
ours, it depends on the centers, I think too.
And so this is an online center, right?
No, madam, what we're trying to say
madam,
that we are all, please, I'm coming in. We are scattered around the country. We are here for the online. We are not having any face-to-face session. And then the index
Yes.
number, the registration numbers were done based on center.
Okay.
So if I use easy, we have, let's say, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we go to Riverview, they also have 3, 4, 5, 6 over there.
Okay. Then please, the people that
So
have chosen
please,
Clara
madam,
and
with
then
the
Lawrence, then please, how you are going to do? Hello.
so please, does that with the grouping is it for the UCC center?
No, please,
No,
they are
let's
doing
make
for
it
those
a
reading
separate
this
group. Make it different center.
program. I say program course. So he's going to do it
Yes,
for everyone. He has a group.
because I think they have the UCC people. They did one and they posted it.
Okay.
I don't know whether it has been forwarded to you,
They
or
did
we are
one.
going to Sally. Is Sally around? Hello,
Are you in group with Clara?
Clara. No,
So which
like
group?
how they did it. I mean, group 9.
You are in group 9. Which
Yes,
center?
group 9. UCC.
UCC. Clara, are you in
Yes.
UCC center? Okay. So you have different centers. So
Madam. So there was even a day that I asked about the grouping. I tried to, and they said, but this one is in a center base. So I keep mute that day because we are from Tamale and we don't have something like that group. But when they were grouping, I could see it.
I'm not trying to say that you should have somebody in Tamale for you to have the group. I'm doing it in such a have the it doesn't have to be an in-person or the same center centered. Please do you get me? It shouldn't be the same center, but at least if you are in a group with somebody here and then you are supposed to have a discussion on a topic, all of you can have a platform that you can have your ideas put on it. Then your registration number is being pasted there. That's all what I'm asking for.
So please, madam, meaning that with the groupings, it will be center mixed.
Yes, please. Yes, I
So
want a
please-
center based.
So please, madam, how are we going to get in touch with our group members since we are
So and then
different
you have a general group. Clara, do you have a general group? You don't have a general. Wow. So I think that would be the problem.
Yes.
Okay, Francis.
Madam, please, I was
You are suggesting
if we can, he will do the division of the groups. That is my suggestion. If those that they don't have Lawrence contact, they have to contact him so that Lawrence will create a platform for this particular
Yes. That would be fine.
groups. That is nice.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
We are all from different center, but we are all taking teaching economics,
Yes,
right?
please.
Do we have a group for teaching economics? We are not talking about centers or anything. Do you have a group for teaching economics?
No, madam.
So why don't you have a group for teaching economics? Because you do other courses as well,
We need
right?
to have a group. So if Lawrence can create it and add those that they are not in.
So Lawrence, please, can you do that before this week Saturday? Have a group.
Please, my number is in the chat box.
Thank you.
So those from the various centers, please, one person should contact me. Then I will create a platform, send you the link, then you share with your members, then we all join.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you. So please, family, we are all here because of teaching economics. I know you all have other courses that you take, but we want to have a group for teaching economics. So please make sure to join the group, because I'm giving out the presentation question. So Lawrence, I will take time and then document everything, so that as you tell me the number of groups you are going to get, I can give you the number of questions that I have, so that all of you can present next week Saturday, 7 minutes each. Please make sure you stick to your time, and then we'll have a nice section. I hope we are all good. Francis.
Yes.
Francis, any problem?
Yes, please.
Okay, you can speak. Yes, please.
Madam, um, this one is a, how do I call it? We are pleading. I am pleading on behalf of all of us. This is third week, and then on the timetable we have just 1 week remaining, which is next week. After next week, then we start with the examinations. That is assessment.
Okay.
So we would be very glad if you could share the slides with us this week, so that we will glance through and prepare adequately, not for the presentation, but for the assessment that lies ahead. Thank you.
Okay, please. Okay.
And madam, sorry for the interruption. Please, how many units are you covering for this course?
So far, I have 4 units.
All right. Thank you,
Okay,
madam. And
sure.
then, if you could share the course outline with us too.
Okay, I would. That's why I said create a group, because, or I can share it with you, so I can share it with them.
Yeah, after the group has been created, so we share with all of us with the slides alongside.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you too. Have a nice day. Please join your class. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Please, I've seen messages. Please, I will respond to all of them. So I will send the links and then we share with our people when they will join. Thank you.
Another class. Okay.